This past summer, I was zochet to make a bar mitzvah for my son in the old city, in the Rova. And we were incredibly on a high. I'm crazy about Israel. Any opportunity I get, I'm there, period. I'm there in the Rova, and we're making a Shabbat bar mitzvah for my son. We come into the Rova Friday afternoon. We rented a beautiful apartment in the old city. We set everything up. The table is ready for Shabbat. Wow, we were on a high. We're having the whole family over. We're going to pray by the Kotel Friday night, L'chadodi, come back to the Rova and have a magnificent bar mitzvah meal. I was flying. My son was flying, Yitzchak, my bar mitzvah boy. We're on a high. Friday afternoon, we're hungry. So right there by the Rova, only a few steps away, there was a pizza shop. We go into the pizza shop, we sit down. There was a few Arabs walking in and out. Some of them were waiters, some of them cleaning. We sit down, we eat up, we finish our lunch, and we leave. As we leave, my daughter, Adina, turns to me and says, Abba, my iPhone, my brand new phone, my tagged iPhone 6. Wait, you heard that tag? My tagged iPhone 6. My iPhone, it's gone. I said, okay, you probably forgotten the pizza shop. We ran back to the pizza shop. I come into the pizza shop. I walk up to the Arab. I said to him, Tagid li, ata ra'ita eze pelephone iPhone 6? Lo. I said, really? Lo. I pull out 100 shekel. Did you see an iPhone? He says, Adoni, ani lo ra'iti shum pelephone. I said, okay. I pulled out $100. Did you see a phone? The Arab says, Adoni, lo mishane eze tzeva hakesef shelcha. Ani lo ra'iti, ani lo ra'iti. I didn't believe the guy, but if he didn't see, he didn't see. I left. We go back to the apartment. I pull out my iPad. I hit the app, find my phone. It gives me a grid of the entire old city. I see on the grid, there's my wife's phone, there's my other daughter's phone, there's my son-in-law's phone. And there was Adina's phone, the only phone that was on the run. And I was watching it go down the streets of the old city. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I turned to my son-in-law, Ray, let's go. He said, are you serious? I said, yeah, don't tell your mother-in-law, but let's go. We ran out of the apartment, and I'm running, holding my iPad like I'm on a treasure hunt, okay? 2 steps to the right. Okay, 2 steps to the left. He went down this street. He turned the left to this block. And we are running, trying to catch up with this guy. Finally, smack in the middle of some side street in the old city, the phone stops. I say, Ray, this is our shot. Let's go. He stopped. We run down the block, and we run up to the spot where the phone is. And there's about 6 people standing there. I said, Ray, who do we jump on? He looks to me and says, I don't know. It could be that guy. It could be that guy. It could be this guy. We jump on the wrong guy. We got a problem. And this is the middle of a bar mitzvah. That was the last thing we wanted to be doing. And then suddenly I look down at the grid and the phone takes off. And this time it wasn't walking. It was running. Apparently one of the guys hopped that we were on to them and they took off. And we didn't see which one. So we just chased the phone on the grid. We went down another block, and then another block, and then another block. And we found ourselves in the heart of the old city, in the heart of the Arab Shuk. And now the streets on the grid didn't have Israeli names anymore. They were all Arabic names. We're going down side alleyways of the Arab Shuk, only to come all the way up, almost to the Kotel. And suddenly I see an American seminary girl who made a wrong turn. That right turn that everyone misses going to the Kotel from the Arab Shuk, she made a left and she's going down this narrow alleyway and the Arab already put his hand on her. And he's walking her down the alleyway and he's telling her, Kotel, Kotel, and he's smiling to his friend. And I saw another Arab down the alleyway smiling like this to tell her, come, we're going to show you where it is. And he's walking her down the alleyway. I turned to my son-in-law, Ray, forget about the phone. Look, We ran down the alleyway. I ran up to the girl, said, young lady, you're coming with me. What? What do you mean? I'm going to the Kota. I said, I know. Now, come with me. She turns around. She follows me out the alleyway, and we walk her right up to the right turn and take her down literally to the steps. And the Arabs walk up to me with a look. And I looked at them and I smiled. Shlonak, Kifak, how are you? And I ran off. I turned to Ray and I said, maybe it wasn't for the phone that Hashem put us here. I look down at the grid and the phone is still moving. I run down to the end of the path where the phone is and it stops. I see a guy with a cigarette coming in and out of the alleyway. I run up to two soldiers. Hey, these guys, they stole our phone. So the Israeli soldier says, said that. He tells me, go ahead, go inside and ask him for if they give you a problem, we have your back. I said, you guys are carrying rifles. What do you want from me? We ran into this little crevice and I heard something going on in there and it didn't sound good. I ran back to the soldiers and I said, Yesh baya bifnim. They come running, they ran in, and suddenly we started hearing banging and yelling and screaming. I turned to my son-in-law, I said, Ray, you know what? This is a bad idea. Let's get out of here. Phone or no phone, kapara, you know what I'm saying? This is getting way too far for me. We ran all the way back to the apartment. I come into the apartment. My wife says, where were you? I said, well, honey, we were around. I look at Ray. Remember, father-in-law, son-in-law. We don't do that, right? We don't do that. And he said, yeah. But yeah. And we were around. Finally, Ray says to Adina, you wouldn't believe what we went through trying to get your phone. And she says, why? My phone was here all along. I said, what? Your phone was where? Yeah. It was on my charger in the room. I totally forgot to bring it. I thought I brought it to the pizza shop. I didn't. It was in my room on the charger all along. I said, what? So wait 1 second. Who are we following on the grid all along? And then it hit me. We were following Borei Olam's daughter. And at that moment, she was alone. And we were put there to make sure that chas v'shalom, nothing happens to her. Lo irara ki ata imadi. Thank you for listening.